Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back once again in Minas Tirith, so we have a couple more quests to complete, plus the epic, and for that our first stop is gonna be the 6th circle.
Gondor.
So we're gonna take the Stable Master there. And where do we go first? We're gonna first complete the side quest, the Houses of Healing and Laranis. The woman related to Lord Herluin, sung about with Lord Herluin. We still don't know the full story yet, and that's what we need to discover. But first, we're actually gonna come into the Houses of Healing to bring the herbs we found during our journeys through the Pelennor to Galathir. Master Healer, I think it is.
The enemies of men approach. I hope you are prepared.
I am forever grateful for your efforts, as will any warriors injured in battle. I must say, you have a keen eye for finding outstanding herbal specimens. If you would, bring the herbs to the mortar and pestle and grind them up for me. And, okay. There it is. The herbs could use a little more grinding, okay.
The enemies of men approach. I hope you are prepared.
You have done well. The other herbalists will take over from here and make potent salves. Thank you again for aiding the Houses of Healing. Yeah, with pleasure. Make good use of these provisions, because I don't think anyone will be able to go out into the Pelennor anymore to gather them. So make the most of what you have, because a storm is coming. So that's it for the Houses of Healing. Now, for Lady Laranis, I think we can actually follow this circle in here. A quest supposed to be in the 5th circle. I think I know which one it is, but we'll need to check that later. As I was saying, we'll follow the circle to the northeast, so that will take us to Lady Laranis before we go into the Dome of the Sun to advance the epic. Namatur. Yes, I did know Laranis long ago. She did not wed for many years, and some began to call her a spinster. When she did join in marriage, it was to an older man. I never met him. I do not quite think he frequented the 6th circle. Anybody else who knows a little bit about Laranis? Seems not. Not before we reach the Dome of the Sun, at the very least. So we need to talk to Arador once again. Let us see what does he need now. And which quest is this?
We can only hope that the Rohirrim will arrive before it's too late.
Laranis? Yes, I know her well. She is in Imlath Melwi now, and her sons are among Denethor's archers, posted up upon the gates. She is a widow, you know. That is what comes of marrying an older man. Though the merchant's wealth he left her must console her grief to some degree. Or so I am told, wealth sometimes can. Interesting. We got the answer we were looking for.
The council has a plan to assess the city's food stocks.
I am glad you came back, Beriathan. The council has just heard Ingol's report of the situation in Talathanor. The captain of the Outwall painted a picture, but it was not a rosy one. Merethien and Mirudal have been working on a plan to assess the food stocks and other supplies within the city, and they could use your assistance. They are right over there, and will be glad to have your help. Okay, here we go.
The deadliest enemy during a long siege? Hunger.
The burden of governance is heavy, but it is especially so in time of war. We have not seen Lord Denethor since Prince Imrahil carried his son back to the city, but we do not need to hear his words to know what awaits us. A siege, possibly a long one. The greatest enemy during a long siege is not necessarily the foes outside the gates, Beriathan. The greatest enemy is hunger. With the gates shut, we will not be able to resupply the city. The farms and fields that feed Minas Tirith during peacetime will be cut off from us by the lines of the enemy. They might as well be on the moon for all the good they will do to us. The only food we will get is the food we already have. Mirudal can tell you more, but it is a worrisome fact that we might simply not have enough.
These inventories will help us ration food during the siege.
I have taken stock of the flow of goods into the city over the past few days and combined it with the existing list of food and supplies we were storing. This has given me an inventory of our goods, Beriathan, and I have divided it into sections for each of the main storage rooms of Minas Tirith. I ask that you take these inventories, one for the goods of the upper stores and one for the goods of the lower stores. Speak to the guards outside each and show them my mark, and they will allow you inside. Compare the inventory with the actual goods and ensure that we have all the supplies we expect. Only then will we be able to properly ration the supplies if the siege proves to be long. Okay, so we need to go to the upper stores in the 5th circle, but before we go down to the 5th circle, let us actually go to Mithrandir at the Citadel. Has another quest for us that it's very beneficial that we get right now, as that quest will also have us go to the 5th circle if I remember correctly, so as to not waste any time unnecessarily. Alrighty. Here we are. Let's see what Mithrandir needs.
I must hear what you saw in Osgiliath, and I must hear it quickly.
There you are, Beriathan. I suppose you have been north of the Ramasekor on Imrahil's errand? I told you to assist the Prince of the Lamrod, but soon afterward I regretted doing so. There were some matters I should have asked you about in greater detail, but I gave away my chance by sending you away. It is all set right now, for you have returned and I will worry at it no longer. I must hear what you saw in Osgiliath, and I must hear it quickly. No, not here. Speak to me if you're ready and we will depart together for the old archives, where we will find the first and oldest collection of scrolls in the city. I think your tale may require further study, and that is where we may conduct it.
Let us go to the old archives and speak on the way.
You may begin the tale of your experience in Osgiliath as we walk, and perhaps I will have heard its full extent by the time we have arrived. We must not spend too long poring over old scrolls when battle is so close upon us, but my heart tells me that there is something we have overlooked, some detail that may be of use to us in the days ahead. We must know what this thing may be.
Your encounter with Gothmog fills me with a dread I cannot explain. I hope to learn why here in the old archives.
Okay. So, I think we're gonna get some very story-heavy moments right now, so I want to make sure I have everything ready to see if we can get some good pictures of it. Welcome to the old archives, Beriathan. They were carved into the pure rock in the center of the Sage's Neath when the city was still called the Tower of the Sun. This was the original library and storehouse of the city, and it remains a trove of ancient knowledge and secrets. There is much to discover in the scrolls and books that are here kept, but few in these days give much thought to these dusty shelves. There is no semblance of order to be found. It was in this dark chamber that I found the scroll of Isildur and learned much that I needed to know. I am worried about the commander you met in Osgiliath. Gothmog, Dread Terror. He claims to be Morderid, reclaimed from the void. but neither of those is his true name. His true name was Earnur, and he was the last king of Gondor. Earnur was mighty and he did not lack for courage, but he possessed none of the caution that could have saved him from doom. He had great victory at Fornost when he defeated the Witch King of Angmar, but that victory stirred his pride to great heights. The Witch King fled. Prince Earnur believed he had nearly rid Middle-earth of this terrible foe and cursed his failure to end it there. Years later, the Witch King issued a challenge to Earnur, now the king of Gondor, and summoned him to Minas Morgul. Earnur went to that dark city to face his hated foe, and was lost. We now know that his will was master, and he became the loyal servant of his former enemy. He took a new name, Mordred, and was given the rule of Angmar while the Witch King managed the interest of Mordor elsewhere in Middle-earth. Through your own efforts and those of the Rangers and the champion of Angmar, he was defeated, but it seems that victory was not to last. He maintained some bond to his former life, and it allowed his Dark Master to draw him back before he was lost for good. Searching this chamber for mention of Earnur, and I will search the other. Okay. You study many of the rolled scrolls but find nothing relevant? You find a yellowed scroll that bears Earnur's name many times throughout. How simple. You had better fortune than I did, Beriathan, for I have yet to find anything. Let me see this scroll. Mithrandir takes it from you and quickly reads the yellowed parchment. After a moment, he looks up to you again. There are matters of interest in this scroll. It speaks of not one challenge, but two, a detail of which I was not aware. It appears that the Witch King challenged Earnur to ride forth, and the king was dissuaded from that foolishness by his steward, a wise man named Mardil. That name I do know, for he would become the first of the ruling stewards when Earnur disappeared into Minas Morgul. It is from his line that Denethor draws his authority. Earnur did not ride to Minas Morgul alone. He was accompanied by a retinue of knights and they disappeared with him. Some of these men you may have seen before, transformed into Kargul. This scroll bears their names, Orolank and Kalatur, Silmathar and Makilnis. I cannot match these names with their fates. These names are not familiar to me, but I do have a dim recollection that a man named Orolank may have committed some heroic deed at the Battle of Fornost. It is the barest hint of a memory, but I have not even that for these others. Makilnis is a common name among the women of Gondor. None of the stories I have seen include any women in the retinue of Earnur's knights, but this scroll appears genuine to me and I have no reason to doubt it. Some of Earnur's knights have returned to travel Middle-earth as Kargul, but the power he wielded as Mordred seems more deadly than theirs. We should expect he will be more powerful still in his guise as Gothmog. And yet, somewhere behind these masks, does any of Earnur remain? He was bold but foolish. Can it be that Gothmog will be the same? Search this chamber for more mention of Earnur and I will search the other. We had luck with the scrolls before, let us see now. You study some of the scrolls in this pile, but it avails you little. You unroll a number of the old scrolls, but nothing catches your eye. The books are falling apart and you handle them gingerly but find little of note. You find a dusty tome containing records of the kings and stewards. You found something else? Ah yes, this book contains charts describing the passage of succession through the line of kings and then through the line of the ruling stewards. Do you see? It is Mardil, the first of the stewards, who ruled Gondor after Earnur was taken into the darkness of Minas Morgul. Mardil swore an oath to rule only until the king returned, and each ruling steward has made the same vow. Mithrandir looks around furtively, ensuring that you are alone. When he is satisfied that you are alone in the archives, he continues. Perhaps at one time the stewards believed the line of kings would return, but that possibility must now seem quite unlikely. We should not speak of it, even here, but there is one on his way to Minas Tirith who will remind Denethor of his vow. The king may very well return to Gondor, and the rule of the stewards will no longer be necessary. Until the king returns. Oh dear. Beriathan, you are not to speak a word of this to anyone. But I fear that we may have overlooked a crucial detail. Our mutual friend approaches the city in the company of his Dunedain kin. If Gondor survives the war to come, he will claim the kingship. He will trace his line back through the years to Isildur. But what if someone else seeks to claim that right? What if Earnur claims the kingship? He is descended from an Arion, brother of Isildur, in unbroken succession. If he can prove he is Earnur, his claim to the throne... His claim to the throne is stronger than Aragorn's. We must prevent it, Beriathan. We must prevent the return of this king. It may come to nothing, Beriathan. There are few in the city who would believe that a man might return from the darkest depths of evil. Though he once Earnur, he has worn many guises since he was king of Gondor. He cannot be the man he was, and despite the rules of succession, he has been corrupted by Angmar and by Mordor. But we must remain alert. If Gothmog does seek to seize the throne of Gondor, we must oppose him, no matter the cost. We should leave this place. It is no longer as comfortable or as familiar as it once was. We must keep each other's confidence on this matter and tell no one the true nature of Gothmog's lineage. No good can come of it.
Might be so.
No good can come of it for Gondor or for this Middle-earth. I do thank you for your tale, Beriathan, though it be unpleasant and worrisome. Better to know unprepared than to be taken unawares. For now, there is a city to defend. We must set our will to its defense and let all other matters fade into the background. They are lesser matters for as long as the gate and the men defending it stand strong. May that be a long time. May that be long enough. So, there you go. There you have one of the biggest reveals in LOTRO. One of the biggest twists, I believe. Well, everything related to Earnur, Mordred, Gothmog, it's a big twist. The very first time his identity was revealed to us during the Shadows of Angmar epic, that was huge. That was amazing. That was mind-blowing. When he was revealed to be Gothmog, my god, that was even better. And I still get chills when I remember that twist. And this one, oh my god, this one, you remember what I told you when we discovered Gothmog? That this was the way for the devs to provide us with a personal conflict in this war, an enemy up to our stature, and something that we already know, that we have already learned to hate, so it upped the stakes even more. And now, as if the stakes needed to be raised even higher, they did anyway. I mean, you could have had the story be just that. Gothmog, Mordred is back, and we already know how powerful that guy is, so we know how difficult the fight is gonna be. But no, not only that, he has a claim to the throne. And yes, that's technically right, as Gandalf said. But when I first saw this, I was not expecting the devs to take this route. And And when I finished this quest, oh my god, it was nerve-wracking. Even reading the books, watching the movies, I mean, you already know how the story ends with Aragorn and everything, but even considering that, my god, even considering that was that a big twist, unexpected, surprising, and so well done, and so worrying at the same time. The upper stores are guarded to prevent unlawful access to the goods within. Oh, already have? Yeah. Ah, this is the guy I need to talk to, actually. The girl, sorry, the gal.
You are welcome to enter the stores, but remove nothing.
Stop, friend. On whose authority do you seek to gain access to the upper stores? You show Tulhadil the inventory from Mirudal and she recognizes the mark of the Warden of the stores. Aye, that is his mark. You are welcome to enter the stores and compare its contents to your inventory, but remove nothing. There we go. So, go to the very back of the upper stores and use the upper stores inventory. Oh! Oh yeah, we got this. A thorough comparison reveals that the contents of the upper stores are properly accounted. Now that we have done that for the upper stores, we just need to go to the lower stores. That's on the first circle, and do the same thing there. But before we go to the first circle, let us actually return to Forlong and bring the news of Laranis that we found on the sixth circle. And let's see if this guy's curiosity is already if their thirst for information is already quenched, or if they will have any other errand for us. Once again, I have no idea. That quest line is so long that every time I think, yeah, this got to be the end. For sure, we've done a lot of things. This has to be the end. No, it isn't. It never is. So yeah, I have no idea what to expect now from Forlong and the other guys. We just need to, well, right there and figure it out. My god, we're so close. Kindred, I do really want to unlock some of those dailies, the last set of dailies that we have yet to unlock. And I'm not sure I can. I mean, not with this quest that I have here right now, but maybe if I can... if the Epic has a couple more quests before the battle, I might be able to do it. And that's what I wanna do. What else can we do apart from completing some more deeds? But it's kind of hard to do that right now.
Tonight, wine, food, and friends. Tomorrow, come what may.
There, Heirloin. That is the path you might have had. 2 fine sons and archers under the steward.
Were those horns? Did the horns sound?
Did you not know that the husband is dead? If that is where the other path led, then no, thank you. Well, he was just an old guy. Everyone is gonna die at some point.
Our walls will protect us.
And I make for the third part, the third path, I suppose, for I wed, but children never came to us. Do you wish you had sons instead of daughters, Forlong?
What say you, my friends?
You would have spoken better and more wisely if you had said sons as well as daughters, Neldir. No father with one strand of goodness in him has ever enriched his child, be they boy or girl, nor could anyone unwish my 2 flowers. Why, I have their likenesses in a locket among my things, and now that we have called to mind that battle coming any hour, I dislike my locket there, so far from my breast. What if the horns should blow and I were without it? No, this thought unsettles me. I am ill at ease. Friend, will you do me one last thing and ease my mind? My quarters are up in the Citadel in the southern Great Guest House. Will you go there, find my locket, and bring it here to me? Yeah, you see, I told you this was totally not over. Oh my god, that's so funny. Unintentionally funny. By all means. Like, yeah, it never ends. Like, seriously. What else do you need me to do before you're satisfied with with all my running around? I don't know. But for the record, as I have said before, this particular time running through Minas Tirith, I did enjoy Forlong's questline way more than I did any other time that I've done it. I think since this series is especially focused on the story, well, Forlong's questline is very dialogue heavy, and it might be very tedious if you're just trying to finish it as fast as you can, because you need to click a lot of times on each one of these guys. But when you're taking the time to actually not just read the dialogue, because I have read the dialogue before, but also to interiorize what they are saying, what the state of mind is on the eve of the battle, and what this story is trying to tell you, it kind of works. And don't get me wrong, it's still overly long, more than it really needs to be. But at least now I have come to appreciate this questline way more. Because the other two times that I have done this, I hated it with a passion. Now I think it's okay.
How may I help you, friend?
So that's progress, right? Whoa, you almost fell in there. Now, wait. Okay, yeah, I know where I am. The entrance to the lower stores is here to the north, but now that we are here, let us take the chance and let us actually stop by the task board in here and see if we can finish some of these tasks, at least. Some extra reputation will always come in handy. Damage clause. Oh really? Just need one of those? Heated sword shits, we can do that one. Shining carapaces? I don't think we can do that one, can we? No. Thickened? No. And torn skins? Yeah! We can do at least two of those. Once again, one short of another turn in, but at least we're getting some progress done with this. Which is roughly one more quest completion. So that works. Good enough for me. The lower stores are guarded to prevent unlawful access to the goods within.
Go inside, if you must. It's a waste of time and effort.
Stop. Why do you seek to access the lower stores? No one is supposed to be allowed inside. You show Didion the inventory from Mirudal and say that you are here to compare the record of the goods with the actual supplies within. Why? Is there really a need for this sort of extra work? Shouldn't we be more concerned with bolstering the defenses? Once the enemy is lined up outside the walls of the city, Mirudal may wish he had not wasted effort on the redundant task to which he has set you. This is his mark. You may go inside if you must, but I think it is a foolish waste of time and effort. Finish your task quickly, and may you turn your eye on more important errands afterward. Okay, so same drill as before. Going to the back of the storehouse. Checking the inventory. And making sure everything is alright. The inventory does not match the contents of the lower stores. Some food is missing. Let us investigate that. Oh, Garlic, you again. It seems, yeah, you're not liking Minas Tirith. Why? It's my home. I was hoping it would be your home too, after everything is said and done, but... Yes? Are you finished? You tell Didion that some of the food appears to be missing. I see. I should have mentioned this when you arrived, but I have had my suspicions for some time now that there might be a rat problem inside the stores. They must have gnawed their way in and spirited away with some of the food.
Are you finished?
Especially the grains and cheeses. You should tell Mirudal. He may need to account for slightly lower totals of food for the coming siege. It might be best if he lowers the tally of food he expects to ration. The rats will keep getting into it, I imagine. Nothing to be done. Okay, let us bring our report to Mirudal then. Back to the sixth circle, which will also give us the chance of getting up to the Citadel and recovering Forlong's trinket, Forlong's locket. So we might be at long last be able to finish Forlong's quest line 2. Ah, and you know what? I had totally forgotten about it, but when we complete Forlong's quest, we will complete a deed, and that deed should come with extra reputation too. Let me double check that. It would be awesome if it did. Yeah, it comes with 1200 reputation. Oh my god, thank you. This is just what we needed to get to Kindred. Yeah. Should be just what we need. So, Mirudal inside the Dome of the Sun.
Well, do we have all the goods we expect?
How do the inventories compare, Beriathan? Do we have all the goods we expect? You tell Mirudal that the upper stores are fully accounted, but Didion believes that rats are to blame for a disparity between the inventory of the lower stores and the goods actually kept there. Mirudal nods. Ah, I see. That is a shame, but it is not terribly surprising. Rats need to eat as well, and they can sense coming danger as well or better than we can. It makes sense to me that rats might covet our goods. I will set the total amount of food to be rationed slightly lower than I planned in order to account for the rats. Thank you. Mirudal may be convinced, but your suspicions remain. Okay, we'll confront Dirin in just a moment, but let me actually get Forlong's locket. Okay, the Southern Great Guest House is here. So, where should be Forlong's locket be? Not sure. If it's on the second level or if it is at the lower level or the upper ones. Seems it's gotta be the lower one? Yeah, because we cannot open any of these doors here up. God, I am so lost once again. Why? Why this has to be so hard to navigate? And of course the lag doesn't make things better, but well, here you can see Men of Lothar, so this should be Forlong's room. Ah yeah, there it is. So this is Forlong's locket. Now we can return to Forlong. Let us do that really quick. Oh my god, I lost my way again. You know what? I think this will be faster in the long run. Just mastering in the first circle, then grabbing the stable master to the third. I should have grabbed a milestone in the third circle. That would have been even faster, but nothing to do right now about it. Just want to finish all these things, Forlong's quest, the dailies that we're about to unlock, and the epic we're currently doing, so that we can focus the next episode on something else entirely. Of course, if the loading would take a little bit less, I would appreciate that. Oh my god, I'm so lost now. Craftsman tier. Any chance we can complete any other deed during this episode so that we can expedite this a little bit more? Warbands, definitely no. Deeds, no. And quests, no. We have Slayer deeds. Beast Slayer, no. Aradrim, no. Easterling Advanced? No, I don't think so. Orc Slayer Advanced? And Troll Slayer, no. No, the only deed we have missing is this one for Forlong. Let us hope this is the end. Please. I mean, I don't want to make an extra long episode like what happened with the children last time. But I'm starting to see a pattern in here. This quest line for the deeds, well, they can be quite long. And they have a lot of twists and turns, not all of them necessary, but they do extend the gameplay. And right now, I don't need that. I mean, if I need to make an extra long episode to accommodate in it the end of the Forlong quest line and this confrontation for the epic and what we're about to unlock, then I will do it. But I would prefer if it didn't come to that. We'll see, we'll see. We're almost there to the Merethien.
Come, my friends, come, come!
There it is, my locket. See, friends, here are Vangelas and our daughters. My heart warms to look on them. Oh, is that the wine? No. Wine unlocks the doors of the heart, but love must light the heart. Let us raise one final glass, my friends. You are so dear to me. We must hold this moment and savor it and let tomorrow come what may. They are fair flowers, Forlong, truly. It warms my heart to see them too. So for friends, come what may.
What say you, my friends?
Thank you for sharing this time with us, my good man. I feel a quiet coming on, and I see the same upon the faces of my friends. You are welcome here among us, but I think little more shall be said. Dawn will come soon, or what passes for dawn in these strange days. Yes, we'll greet the new day quietly. With that, Lord Forlong falls silent and speaks no more. Awesome! So, here we go. We have completed Tales of Minas Tirith. And we got some nice rewards, once again. So here's the deed. Just the reputation, no title, nothing else, but I'm glad to see we have finally finished it. Once again, the quest lines were really fun to do, all three of them. I think I still prefer the music one because it's a little bit shorter. I like the ending, the music is really cool. But I come to appreciate Forlong's Quest a little bit more after doing this for the series. And I don't mind the children's quest line particularly that much. I think it has a very good ending and all, with the banquet and then the conversation with Lady Rhaenymil. It's a very nice touch. So yeah, it's very good storylines in here. And they're finally over, and we're almost done with all our other quests in Minas Tirith as well. You have come back? Did you tell Mirudal about the rats? You tell Lydian that you do not believe his story about rats, and that you think he has been stealing food from the stores. His brow knits with rage, and his eyes darken.
Alright, I admit the deed.
When he finally speaks, his voice is desperate. Have mercy upon me, Warden. I admit the deed. My family could not bear to leave the city, and when the order to evacuate came, they hid within the house. They are there still. This is their home, and they could not bear to leave it. Or me. My wife Mundil, my son Kunir, my daughter Fionel. They will not be accounted for when Mirudal rations out the food. If I do not steal some of the food for them, they will go hungry. So I have set aside a small amount. Is that a crime? Have mercy. What will you do? If you turn me in, you will duel my family. Help me, Beriathan, or do nothing. Better that than have my family's lives upon your conscience. So here we have two options. Either forgive him or turn him in. So let us see. What does this say? You understand?
And that of my family.
Oh, Beriathan, I am relieved you can see this from my point of view. You have my family's thanks, and my own. If you can go to the Dome of the Sun and tell Mirudal that I will do my best to take care of the rats, I will forever in your debt. I thank you, nobleman, for your understanding.
A pox on you! 1,000 poxes!
To think that one such as you could abandon your fellow man like this? I will not forget this. My hatred goes with you, cursed Warden. Okay, this is a very difficult one to do from a role-playing perspective, especially for us, for Beriathan. I mean, as a member of the Citadel Guard, it is his duty to report this to Mirudal. But just as a man, as a human being, especially after everything he has learned from his travels, I feel compelled to just forgive him and forget about everything and let his family go and let him take care about it. And I'm not sure. I mean, I need to find an answer for this right now so that I can finish this quest. But I'm not sure what to do. Let me ponder about this for a moment. Yeah, I think I need to come out with the truth. Not to harm Mirudal, or not to fulfill my sense of duty, but is actually to better help his family. Because if they are hidden and only he and I know about it, anything should happen to him, anything should happen to me, and his family will be totally unprotected. But if the entire city knows, they have a bigger network of support. They have more people available for them in case something goes wrong. So yeah, you might not see it that way right now, Durian, but this is the right thing to do.
1,000 poxes.
And well, if you wanna send me your eternal heat rate, I may not like it, but I will accept it because I'm sure I'm doing the right thing. And I hope one day you will come to understand. I know, we just need to accept this.
On you, 1,000 poxes.
So now we gotta go to down here in the Dome of the Sun, but before we do, and very convenient as well, I can talk to Prince Imrahil, which could be somewhere around here. It seems some of the NPCs have not loaded yet. Yeah, there he is.
It will not be long before the city is surrounded. I hope we are ready.
Imrahil stares at you appraisingly. I have a message for you, Beriathan. I received word that Ormatar, the captain of the Citadel, has been looking for you. You should speak to him in the Citadel without delay, for that can mean only one thing. Go to Ormatar with haste. Yeah, the battle is almost upon us, as you can see. I'm actually just gonna grab the Stable Master to... oh my god. To the Master's tier. And finish this with Tal here. Oh my god, there's no reputation for this. No, don't do this to me. I'm what? 100 reputation away from Kindred. Why do you have to be so cruel and so mean? No. I should have killed Turpurta when I had the chance. I should have kept trying until he was defeated. Now I am regretting my choice. I need to be really quick about it. Why don't you have reputation? Allow me just a moment. There's something I'm not sure that I wanna double check. Because this might as well be what happened with that other quest line in Eastern Rohan that was the same, like lie for the lovers or tell the truth to the father. One of them had reputation and the other one didn't. I'm double checking that, but it seems, yeah, neither of those two quests will award your reputation, just the essence and the gear, which is not what I'm looking for right now. But well, nothing else that we can do on that regard, it seems.
That is an unforgivable transgression. He brings shame upon his city.
What brings you to me, Beriathan? You tell Tal here about Dirian's theft of food from the stores he was charged to guard, and Tal here nods. That is an unforgivable dereliction of his duty, especially in time of war when we face the possibility of a long siege. You have done a good thing for the city, my friend. I will send guards to apprehend him and put him in the lock house for his transgression. I do understand his motivation for this, however. I will send good men to find his family and ensure that they are provided for and that they are counted when the food rationing begins. Still, let their father's sins be a lesson to the young ones that honestly carrying out one's duties is the better way to serve the city, the steward and the council. Perhaps the longest siege of all is that waged against a man's honesty and sense of duty by the events of these dark days. Thank you, Beriathan, for your role in this matter. We are lucky to have you. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, yeah, of course, Dirian has to pay for what he did, but his family is also going to be taken care of. And as I was saying to you before, that way we ensure that more people know about his family's presence in the city so that they can be better taken care of. And of course, he doesn't see that because he thinks we have condemned his family, and he's gonna go to jail. But yeah, in the long run, I think this is the best choice, especially for a character like Beriathan, that we can fulfill our duty and at the same time help the people in need. Something like, for example, that's the kind of things that Aragorn does as a king. He finds a way to do justice, but also be fair and considerate to the people. And I really like this a quest line for what it does. But for the record, when I was making my choice, I did not consider this information that I already knew into it. I was just trying to see what would Beriathan really do. And that was the answer I came for. I don't feel comfortable lying, to be honest with you.
Looking for you. The steward has summoned you.
You are Beriathan the Warden? You must be. What do you mean you must be? We already met. Don't you remember me? I mean, I've been working for you for God knows how long. What do you mean you don't know me? Wells might carry themselves as you do well. Thank you for that. I might forgive you just for that, what you said. I have been looking for you. The steward has summoned you.
Peregrine the Halfling will bring you before the steward.
Am I right to believe that you have met Peregrine the Halfling? Lord Denethor has named him a guard of the Citadel despite his stature. He will bring you before the steward. Tarry not. Perfect. There we go. But as you can see here, by completing these, we finished Kindred with Minas Tirith. We have a new deed too, Respected Minas Tirith. Let us check all these really quick. So, here we have Kindred. Now for Respected we need 45,000 reputation. That is a lot. That will also give us 20 LOTRO points and the title. Now we have this one, Honored in Minas Tirith. And you have reached Kindred status in Minas Tirith. So, 20 LOTRO points. Fun fact. Minas Tirith was the very first faction to go beyond Kindred, but that was not initially included on release. On release, Minas Tirith went to Kindred like every other faction. But when more content came that still took place in Minas Tirith, and seeing as how all the players were still doing the dailies for their scrolls, the LOTRO team added 3 extra tiers of reputation. Respected, Honored, and Celebrated, I believe it is. And as you can see here, it's kind of funny because this title for the Kindred tier is Honored. So I don't remember, I have no idea what title will we get when we actually reach Honor standing in Minas Tirith. That is quite a long grind and I don't expect to see that for the time being, but it's there. Anyway, we have barely enough time to do this with the Berksmen Fellowship.
We can only hope that the Rohirrim will arrive before it's too late.
The Berksmen's Fellowship has been trying to combat the Wither Tree, who spread lies to those good people who still dwell in the city. I have just gotten word that Rathan has had to deal with the Wither Tree in the cisterns recently. You must talk to him, as I am sure he could use assistance in dealing with these wayward minds. So yeah, that is the last set of dailies here in Minas Tirith. The Berksmen Fellowship and the dailies in the cisterns. That's what we're gonna do about now. So I want to show that to you on one hand so that you can know what is this about, why you might be missing if you decide not to do it. But on the other hand, and very important as well, all the tokens that you get during those 3 dailies for the Smiths, the Builders, and the Berksmen's Fellowships, you can trade for Scrolls of Empowerment, and we can still use a few of the scrolls that you can get in Minas Tirith. So I also want to complete these dailies so that I can get as many scrolls as I can and continue leveling up my allies while this system is still relevant. Because fun fact, as of the time of recording this, there was a Q&A with Reninia, and he said the first test for the ally revamp is coming in just a couple weeks, it seems. So yeah, I'm doing my best to really finish with my allies before the revamp hits. However, by the looks of it, we will still have a grace period of transition from one system to the other, and during that time I might still be able to use my items So I do have still some time, and I want to make the most out of it. Anyway, here we have Beriathan once again.
We won't let our city fall.
Thank goodness you're here. I can deal with a lizard or two, but not this wither tree.
Gondor will regret challenging the walls of Minas Tirith.
The wither tree somehow found a way into the cisterns and set up encampments there. You would think it a small nuisance, but they've been talking with the enemy. There's a raiding party of orcs in the cisterns right now, and the wither tree led them into the city. To think the wither tree are Gondorians. We must bind together, not fight one another. Please stop them, Beriathan.
We won't let our city fall.
The wither tree has led a raiding party of orcs into the cisterns led by Uruk-hai. I heard them shout orders from within the tunnels, and if we don't act, they will reach the city proper. They must be dealt with at once.
Gondor will regret challenging the walls of Minas Tirith.
The orcs must have come through a breach in the northern cisterns. Some of the tunnels in the northern section have been closed off since I was a child, as they fell into disrepair many years ago. You must find their entrance into the city and block it off. It may only temporarily hold their movements, but having time on our side is most crucial.
Every minute feels like hours. We can only prepare so much.
The wither tree has led a raiding party of orcs into the cisterns. I can hear their evil speech echoing throughout the tunnels and caverns. It won't be long until they've made their way to the surface and start attacking Gondor.
We won't let our city fall.
Perhaps the followers of the wither tree can be redeemed? Though they are wrong in their ways, they are still just men of Gondor. Try to talk to some of them if they are willing. The men of Gondor must band together if we are to win this war.
Every minute feels like hours. We can only prepare so much.
I noticed posters blowing through the cisterns filled with lies from the wither tree. You must find their camps in the cisterns and destroy their fear-mongering papers. Quickly, into the cisterns! Yeah, quickly indeed. This should be really quick. But still, we gotta be really fast about it. So, best way of doing this: 1. Grab as many orcs as you can. Try not to stop too much to fight them. Just the archers, for example, in case you need that. And 2nd, yeah, here is an archer. Oh, damn this lag! Can you please? Yeah, thank you. Christ. This is an instance. This shouldn't be happening. Anyway, going to this cavern system to the south, as there is a high chance you will find Camabash and his lieutenants in here. You will find lieutenants no matter what. Camabash might be here, might be not. And there are plenty of orcs around this entire instance, so you really don't need to look hard about it. You just need to keep an eye on the rubble and the pamphlets that we're about to fight in just a moment. But what you need to do is make sure that you end on this area to the northeast, because that is where the bridge of the cisterns is located. And before you get there, you need to make sure that you have enough rocks to block it off. So this is truly the best way of completing this quest. Oh, come on, you die. That dot should be enough. And just in case, yeah, there he went. There you go. Another rock in here. Ah, some more rocks in here. And here are the papers. I mean, you shouldn't have any issue with the papers, but you do need to be careful about them. Make sure that you don't miss any. And the same thing goes with the members of the wither tree that you need to talk to. As you can see, you cannot talk to all of them. So you need to keep an eye open for the quest rings. They won't show on the map, which only make things a little bit harder. Yeah, God forbids you miss one of those Wither Tree guys. Or otherwise you will need to backtrack a lot. That happened to me the last time I tried to do this. There was a time in which I used to know this by memory. Oh no, the quest ranks do show on the map if you are within the level range. Last time I was here, I was doing this with a level cap character, and of course these ranks didn't show on the map, and that was a shame. You best get out of here quickly before you get hurt. Sure about that? So you just turn them down a little. They will give up eventually. Hey, you're not one of us. Yeah, I don't belong to the T-posing group. I prefer it all natural. And when you have beaten them enough, they will just surrender. So yeah, you're not killing your own kin in this. Don't you worry. That's not happening. I'm so glad that the rings are showing up for Beriathan. That will ensure that we do this as fast as I can, really. Your words have convinced me to depart from these fools down here. I honestly was not sure these people were ever my friends. As you can see here, too, some of these guys will not even fight you. As far as I know, it's a random chance, but it can happen. I was just minding my own business until you came along and told me what I should be doing. You are doing so good. Well, that's what you deserve for being a pain. You do not understand, do you? This is the end of Gondor. Yeah, with that mentality, it surely is, but I don't believe it. So take your pessimism somewhere else. Well, you do kill the members of the Wither Tree that are not even willing to talk to you, but well, you get what I meant. I can see that those up above have poisoned your mind. There is no stopping the enemy. Yeah, and that is what has poisoned your mind. Exactly. How does the saying goes? Better to die standing than live on your knees? You have no business down here, man. There should be a few more papers in here on the list. This one. This is gonna be the last paper. Great. Yeah, you shouldn't have any issues with the papers. And if you're paying attention to your map and are within the level range, you shouldn't have any issues either with the Wither Tree. That still can happen from time to time. Now Camabosh, oh my god. Where is freaking Camabosh? You really are gonna make me go all the way back? He was not there when I checked. But that's not even fair. Okay, there we go with the orcs. These lieutenants, as you can see, they respawn quite fast. It wouldn't make any difference if Camabosh doesn't respawn with them, but let us just wait and see a moment. Hopefully he will appear, but seems he's not willing to. Oh my god. Well, there is still one last place in which Camabosh can be located, and that is the bridge in the cisterns. Let us hope he's there. But before we go there, we need to actually take this side path as the very last members of the Wither Tree should be in here. We need to talk to 6 more of them, and we still need to collect some more rubble around here. I see what you mean. I shall leave these misguided men and continue fighting to keep Gondor alive. Yeah, glad we see eye to eye. Are you done preaching to me? Good. Now die. No, it is you who spouts lies and deceit. Yeah, there we go. Some sense knocked into those 2 men. Perfect. Just one more rock. Okay, there we go. And let us hope, crossing my fingers, for Camavash to be on the place we're going to. Please let him be there. Why shouldn't he? He was not on any of the other spots he usually is at. So I hope we're right and he is here. Back when this was run by a lot of players, of course finding Camavash was a little bit of a lottery because, of course, with a lot of players coming after him, if they killed him, he had a chance of respawning at other point that you could have already explored. So back in the day, yeah, you had to do a lot of running around to find him. But there's no one in here. So yeah, he should have been here and he is. Oh my god. Thank you for that. Yeah, defeated Camavash. Thank you. And here we have the breach in the cisterns. Oh my god, thank you so much. That should keep more orcs from sneaking into the city, I hope you're right. But, for the time being, we just need to leave this place and turn in the quest. So how long did we take inside this instance? About 10 minutes? As you can see, it's really quick if you know what you're doing. Now we just need to turn in the wrapper quest. Or there are 2 wrapper quests, actually, we need to turn them in. Because the Bergsman Fellowship, unlike the Builders and the Smiths, it doesn't have those calling tides type of quests that the other 2 had. So that was really it for these dailies. I thank you for your assistance, Beriathan. With time, I hope to drive our enemies back once they came and restore the cisterns to its former state.
We won't let our city fall.
Perfect. Now, we need to talk to Heladon to turn in the wrapper. And with that out of the way, we should be able to do the epic. But, before we forget, let us get the scrolls. Just gonna show you what the deal is about it. I'm not sure if these scrolls will be replaced with any other kind of item for allies, but in case they are, well, here's what you need to do basically.
When the time comes to fight,
we stopped the Wither Tree this time, but I fear this is not the last we have heard of these damned fools. So, the Bergsman Fellowship,
it's your first time.
you can trade those Bergsman tokens for Smith's Old Builders tokens. If you want the scrolls, you need to have Smith's tokens. And what do you do with your Builders tokens? Well, you go here to the barter menu and you trade some of those for more Bergsman tokens. But as you can see here, you can get 12 scrolls, 12 tokens per day, but you can only trade them in groups of 5. So we are gonna have some left in here. We got 6 extra scrolls,
That the Rohirrim arrived.
which means an extra turn in for the Smith's tokens. 15 of them. And 15 plus 12 from the daily equals 27. And each one of these scrolls is 3 pieces, so you can get 9 scrolls per day. I'm gonna get them all, and I'm gonna apply them to my items. I'm not gonna show that to you on camera, as that's gonna take a long while. So that's gonna be the end for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. For the time being, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.